Hey everyone, welcome to AI Amigos show. My name is James Garza. I'm here with my good friend Jin Chao. Welcome.
Hi everyone.
How are things, Jin Chao? Are you well?
Not too bad. I'm good.
Not
I'm
too
good.
bad. Well, today we have a really good show, I think, Jin Chao. Some really interesting stuff. And everyone knows we talk about we're sponsored by Tequila AI. And today we're going to do a demo for Tequila AI. Isn't that right, Jin Chao?
Yeah, that's correct.
We
Yeah.
have some good stuff there to show. So I think we just get right into it. And then afterwards, we got some good AI news that we're going to be talking about. A lot of
hmm
interesting stuff happening out there from distillation of people. So I can't wait till we get into that, Jin Chao, because I know you have a lot to say about that.
Yeah. And the building, what they call it, a WordPress kind of chatbot, make it really, really, really simple for people to add it into their WordPress. Currently, the code is nearly there, and they're just going through the validation with WordPress at the moment to get the plugin into their marketplace.
So once
Uh,
they get the plugin, what you're saying is that if you have a WordPress website, you can just go and add Tequila chatbot into your website.
Yeah, I think it is very very simple. Oh, I just brought it up here. You can see normally we're talking about chatbots. You
Yeah.
have to build it, and a lot of our users are not like expertise on AI chatbot. You talking about connect to different systems. AWS has it. All the cloud provider has it. But how do you put the documentation in? What do you do with it? And there's a lot of questions, but what they do in here is make the whole thing very, very simple and very, very quick. So you
That's a
can,
good thing, right? I
yeah,
mean, because you could spend hours and hours and not
yeah.
everyone's technical.
So you can focus on how what the information of, and then you can focus on prompt, how you're gonna presenting it and all that. And
And
that's
does this
very
work for every industry, Jin Chao, or is it specific to any specific industry?
I no, I think all the industry, if you wanted to have that level of customer ask some question, you are not there because our all the WordPress is 24/7. You want to have that business outside your normal time zone, right? You're serving global. Uh, you want to give them some information about your company, whatever information you think you decide to put in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is for.
Okay.
So yeah, so luckily I got a temp access to tequilaai.com. That's their WordPress at the moment. And once you install this plugin, and once they on the marketplace, there are still a demo one. It should be inside the settings, and you can see there's a AI bot platform. And once you go in there, a link to their website at the back end. Kind of you can see is privacy first, zero data leaks, and no code. That's the most important. You can go
I
in
think
there.
that's really important, Jin Chao, the no
Yeah,
code. I think that's a lot. That's a really big deal.
yeah. And once you go in there, it's really simple. I have their dev account as well, and let's just log in, and you can see what's in there. Let me refresh. Okay, so you can see it. That's the products. It's very modern design. You can see the
Jin Chao, could you be able to zoom in just a bit because I'm an old guy, can't see so well. So just zoom in a
okay.
little bit. Just I know you're a young guy that you see this
Yeah,
very
let's
easy.
make it bigger, just not changing that too
Yeah,
much. Let me
that's
zoom.
good. That's good.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
can I can I take out this panel here? I'm not sure I can, but this is bigger enough. So
Uh,
the function inside basically two steps. You only need to do two steps. One step is knowledge base. That's normally what you want your customer to know, right? And in there you could have your information of your products, and if you're car dealer, you can put some what car you have at the moment, the information of the cars, and that's just on top of my head, right? Some often customer ask question, you don't want to reply that anymore. and, and this is where you upload your documentation, right? Is if you go into their enterprise mode, is 50 of them. And then the next step you do is go into the bot settings, and you can see it. And you have AI models to choose, and there's a global one, there's a couple different ones, and appearance. And because
I was just going to ask you real quick in regards to previously the knowledge. That's like RAG, basically, right? Yeah, that's
yes,
like a RAG
yes,
system. Yeah. So
yes,
yeah.
And then appearance is you can type in bot name, you can type in the bot, because we zoomed in, but it's kind of changing the display. And
you do have a question there. You do have a question there. Someone's saying, do you have to put any conditional logic for the bot, or does it help you do that?
Conditional logic, you can put into the bot knowledge, the system prompts.
Okay.
And yeah, just put everything in there. Or you can put into the documentation itself. If customer asks this, answer that. Or if customer asks that, answer this. You can give a condition in there. It depends.
Yeah, well, I think that the main thing is like not hallucinate, right? I mean, because that's what I mean by is like, like for example, there's a big case that happened in Canada where the person asked the bot, do they have discount for a bereavement for like someone had died, and the bot said yes, but it actually was not true, and there was a big case about that. So I mean, that's where I think a lot of people worried about, the bot goes crazy and says all these things, but this is where going back, I guess, to the logic as just as LinkedIn user. So I'm not sure what the name of that person, but you can put that inside, as you say, inside the knowledge base. You can tell it specific things you do and do not do. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can put into your system prompt as well. There's a large window of system prompt up to like 4,000 tokens in there. You can see we have only used the 208 tokens, and those are the choices you choose. You edit that. Let me scroll down to the button. You can try it out here. This is what it looks like, and then you can change thing. And it's on the fly. Let's say the header. I don't like this color. I would like to change to a little bit bluish. Let's do that, and then you can see it changed to blue. And this you can validate it directly, and then you can type question here as well if you wanted to, and see if that works for you. And this is the area, right? Let's not change too much about their bot on their website at the moment.
Well, I was going to say one thing there, Jinshao, just a little thing. If you go back up to the colors, for those that maybe, I know one little trick is you can like, if you wanted to like branding to make it look like your website and your colors, you can actually, there's websites out there that you can hover over and get the hex number that you have there, so that you can put that, because if you don't know the hex number, well, it just works with the hex. Can you use RGB or any, or just, is it just hex there? Do you know?
Just the hex number at the moment.
The hex number. Okay.
Yeah. And you can choose the icon. If we don't want it to display this woman, I can display this woman. And a widget button, you can choose medium, small, large. And then this is the button like chat to us, and you can change to chat if you want to. And then you can look into, this is the button is going to be displayed on your website. So everything is live. And we're down to the bot knowledge. You obviously can do a kind of system prompt about what genuinely this bot is doing. And then if you have some important like kind of documentation, like if you have do not do or some opening hours or something, you want the bot to know every conversation in the memory, you can pin them. You can ping them and push into the system prompt. As you can see, this text is really big. It's over that size.
So could you use like terms and conditions, things that are specific to what your company is and what you do?
Yeah. If you don't want to enter in here too much, you can have uploaded just on the knowledge base and ping it here. So the bot, every round, it knows this. It doesn't go to the RAG to retrieve the information. So it's good to put down some kind of guidance and stuff like that, right? And the next is the security, right? They have the security in mind. So a lot domains, what happened to those bots is they recommended the people to have some sort of like human verification. What do you call those? CHAPTA or something?
Yeah, the CAPTCHAs.
captchas to have that, because and then they implemented into like you can allow domains to actually access this, so people can just grab your bot and do other things with it and put it on their website or something like that.
Or maybe
And
even use all your tokens, right? I mean, that's a big thing.
Exactly. That's your money, right? And then also there's a rate limiting. So every 5 minutes, how many message you want to be able to feedback to the customer. This is kind of, you can leave it large, and then eventually you can shrink it down from the usage. We will see in the usage. Once you've done that, just save the change. All right. This is basically what you needed to do. Next thing is you click this button, and then it will tell you like CAPTCHA, right? You needed to have CAPTCHA to actually verify. If you don't have that on your website, WordPress, people can chat to the bot all the time and everything. So
bots talking to bots. Yeah.
So this is very important. And you click proceed, and now it's added to your website. Let me refresh this, and there you go. You can see it here. Done.
Wow.
That simple.
That was very quick.
Yeah, just that simple. We changed the name of the picture of this girl, and we do that, and then you can ask her things now. Hello.
I noticed there, Jinsha, which was really important, what you said is no code. You didn't put it. You didn't have to do any kind of code or connectors. No, you just put it right into your website.
We talked to the Tequila AI guys. They said the main focus is making it easy. Let the business people do the business, and let them bring their business knowledge into the chatbots, not the coding at all. So you can see it. Can you sell me a car? There you go.
Sure.
You see, I'm afraid I can't. Selling cars and focus AI. It's Tequila inside and stuff. So it doesn't pivot from your conversation, right?
Okay.
Not gonna be someone hijacked your stuff and using as a ChatGPT every day, and on top of that, I know the business want to. This is the part Tequila guy says you have to tell your audience about this. I say, okay, what it is? It says analytics side of it. So this is the third tab they have here, right? It will show you
a lot of tokens there.
Yeah. How many message in total, tokens, and prompt tokens, total tokens, prompt tokens, and complete tokens, right? So this is, you can see prompt tokens because our prompt remembers a lot, so that's bigger. And this is send it back to the customer token, and you have your most asked questions and on the side as well. And then the last 7 days token usage. You can
see the messages there as well.
Yeah, you can analyze your site. And they said they wanted to bring the conversation. You can see the conversation customer has. So you can pivot, maybe I put this question's answer into the RAG system, so it answers better or something. You can see every conversation the bot has.
It's like the FAQs, right? If you got a frequently asked question over and over and over and over.
Yeah. You can see me testing quite a bit before, right? Before I do this demo. I don't want this demo to.
Demos are very scary, Jinsha. It can go horribly wrong.
They support the show, right? So I want to make sure to get the money worth. So that's basically you can see it's very important. They're on their last phase at the moment to get the WordPress to prove in the marketplace, so you can download this and install very soon. If you have any question, go on to the tequilaai.com website and don't chat to the chatbot, or you can play with it.
Don't use all their tokens. Don't use all their tokens.
Yeah, find their email and talk to them about how if you wanted to be on a wait list, or if you have additional question, leave a query there, or send them an email or something like that, right? So that's it. And to be honest, and if you're using the global model, I know their model, if you're choosing one of those premium model, is more expensive, but default global model they're using, it's really cheap. You can see how many. I use 28 message is talking about 9 cents there. Um, you know, so
Okay.
every month they have different pay models. This enterprise model, they have $40 included in there for the month, and you can see how many message you can run with that. Just 28 is 8 cents. So you're
And you
talking
can
about
top up there as well. I see you can top up. So if
yeah,
you run out of tokens, you can just yeah.
thousands of message back and forth with the bot. And if you need extra every month, you can go in there. And they have 3 different tiers. You can start with the free tier, just to try to use it, right? And the pro tier, probably a lot of small, medium business, I think, is definitely enough. They cover about $20 of the monthly credits, and you have 20 documents, and that's a lot of information in there. And enterprise mode, you can choose different AI models and full access to the conversation, like I show you early on the conversation. You can check them, you can tweak it, and all that. So yeah, that's.
We got what Amanda say. We know Amanda. Hey, Amanda. Amanda Grow there is saying how y'all doing great with the demo. So thank you.
Yeah, we know how. I know how demo is is hard to do. So
yeah, Amanda definitely knows that. And then I got a friend of mine, Michael, saying there, "Que hay chago tequila?" Yeah, so Tequila AI, Miguel. So thank you for we're getting a lot of comments today, a lot of feedback. So I really appreciate the interaction, guys, because it's good to have feedback, isn't it, Jinsha? It's not just us talking to the ether here.
Oh yeah, we need a community, and especially the knowing friends from us. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So on to the next segment. So again, before we jump to that, I'll just say again, for those that are interested, as Jinsha was saying, go to Tequila, contact us, and they'll definitely reach out to you. So that's number one.
I know the test place, and you can run it and probably give feedback to them with very little money needed to pay, and they're still running it to make the products better. Why not contact them? Yeah,
absolutely. Well, on to the next thing. Distillation of humans. Talk about this. This is something you've been talking to me for a while, and I know that you really wanted to talk about this. This was near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, this is a bit scary, to be honest. Yeah, and then like this is my, what do you call it? My Chinese friends, right? Anytime I have something Chinese, let me read them and see what's going on. So there's a lot of video come out in China talking about a person leave the job,
yeah,
because of the data they left behind, and the company can use distillation, the technology, to actually mimic what this person do. This employee can live on forever and just act like the person who just left the job. So the how they find out is there's a viral video about person, and his colleagues just left the job, right? And afternoon time, he got one of the message from him, says, "Oh, how you getting on with the project? Can you give me an update? How can I help?" And talk exactly like that guy. He was just,
and that guy was gone. But if you wouldn't have known he was gone, you would have thought you were talking to that person.
Yeah, he was shocked. And then there's more and more video coming out with the server room with all the different servers, and just with the name tag in front of the person, that this is this person's data, this is that person's data. So the whole thing is running a lot of just AI.
Nice.
Right? I think we have to explain a little bit what distillation means in the AI.
Yeah,
right?
because when you mentioned it to me, I was like, because we're talking about tequila, right? So distillation, like we're talking about the distillery, that's like a whiskey, still and things like that. So that's what you're thinking, but this is not at all what we're talking about here.
No, it's normally how those. I think from before there were talking about that, a lot of those Chinese companies like DeepSeek or other company, I don't know, because they're just saying that. I don't know the truth about it, but we're saying they have a lot of account into OpenAI on something to get those information out, so they can use distillation to tune their model a bit better. So in this case, what people use most for distillation is when you have a bigger model, you can kind of like fine tune with specific question and answers like that to shrink the model smaller, but still achieve like a 90%, 80% ability of the bigger model. We're seeing that in a lot of smaller model. If you're in Hugging Base, you can see 7 billion parameter dash dist. That's basically as the distillation of the bigger model. But because it's smaller, you can run it. And so a lot of us use, if you use Olama, you know those smaller model, they are basically distillation of the bigger model.
So I mean, would that be like, like when you look at models and you think about like there's fast and there's thinking, right? So you think about like, thinking and planning. That one is slower and bigger, where fast is like a smaller version of that, right? Would that be would that be a right way of saying that, or what do you think?
Yeah, there's a right way. There's a one way to shrink the model to smaller but perform just as good as the bigger model, and there's a specified area you want to get into. You can do distillation as well. This is good because you can tell him specific internal logic to make it smart on doing something, and you can give, like, let's say a lot of those thinking models are somehow distilled from the larger model exactly the same way, because they're using the general model and training a more and more insight with the internal logic, how to break down a task, all that, and to achieve that thinking process, right? So in this case, is the using the person's data to achieve what the model, trying to mimic the model to be that human being. Because in the Chinese company, they have a lot of emails. When you leave the job, you have emails, plenty of them, chats, projects, the way you write, certain reports, anything you did, they can put it into there to train that model.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, in one end, do you not have, for lack of, I don't think it would be, but like, you have rights to your own, like, so you see this, for example, into your own voice, your own image, your own, you. So you think about like actors and actresses that are coming out and, they're talking about, that you can't use their voice and blah, blah, blah. Would that be something along these lines? Like, if you think about working?
I think so. I think I would be in problem if the company used my data to create me, because it's me.
Yeah.
And then to answer the question about the benefit of a distillation, and two main point is, one thing is you can shrink the model small to achieve 90%, 80% of the larger model. So a lot of the smaller model in the future, very soon, I think our phone can run it, or each of the phone company can actually using that to shrink it down with their specific knowledge insight, how to operate, let's say, an iPhone or Android. That could be. That's one benefit of it. Second benefit, I don't know, this use of digital human is actually benefit. I don't know yet, but that's what they're using at the moment.
Might address their image and likeness. You can't just, do you own, who owns your image and likeness? Who, do you
exactly
own it?
Exactly. But in this way, it's kind of trained to think and act like you. And
mimic you as such.
Yeah. I see quite a lot of, I have Chinese version of TikTok, so those happens a lot. I see a lot of them. You don't see it outside yet, but it's interesting. You know, some people were saying that some of those bot was able to talk to the customers, and because the customer don't know this person is gone, they use WeChat chatting to this person. They thought it was
Ooh.
ask this person to read down certain project, and then it gave back the drawing just like the person who drawed before, the way he drawed for the artwork. And so, I mean, I haven't tested. We would like to try to distillate something, but I think you need a good bit of money to run that, right? So yeah.
Well, the only thing I distill, tequila. Tequila. Yeah, tequila. There you go, tequila.
So let's start with small. Go with the WordPress chatbot first.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a very interesting topic there, Jinsha, and I think we've come to an end. I see Michael says, great to see you, Mr. Garza. Saludos a todos. Saludos a ustedes. Hello to everyone over there. He's in San Antonio, Texas. So thank you for commenting and joining the show. So with that, we want to thank you guys for coming in. We will see you next week. We, again, sponsored by Tequila AI, and the recording should be up. I mean, I think it's immediately. So for those of you guys that want to see the demo again, it's available there for you guys to see. So have a great week, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks, Jinsha.
Bye now.